Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and my obligatory informative videos are done for the day. You guys know what time it is. It's time for current events in the online fitness community, and it's actually 4:30 in the morning here. I'm not going to go over and pick the camera up and show it out the window, but it's dark outside. Yes, guys, I do get up and work this early. A lot of people aren't aware of that I get up really, really early. There are days where I get up at 3 or 4 a.m. And I crank out my videos and stuff. But I just saw a video, and this is Friday right now. I just saw a video by Kinobody, aka Greg O'Gallagher, aka the Bruce Wayne of the fitness industry. Here's my man. I'm the Bane of the fitness industry, so here we go. Oh, Bruce. I was wondering what would breakfast. A spit or your body. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put on my +5 hat of speechcraft, lovingly called my +5 hat of autism by many of you. And let's talk about this. And this video is not going to be out for days. Again, I do say this on occasion, and people forget this. They don't realize I usually don't even work on the weekends. This is Friday morning. I've actually uploaded like my next 4 or 5 days worth of videos. Everything but my training footage is already uploaded and set to private and everything. So I don't even think I have room for this video in the rotation until coming around to about Wednesday. So unless I choose to just kick it out sooner, this video is not even going to be out for 4 days. I've already uploaded everything. And I usually take the weekends completely off from filming and working. But again, people don't realize that because they see the videos, they see 3 or 4 videos come out every single day. They think I'm actually filming them the same day. I've already actually done all my Q&As for the month. They're already filmed. They're already sitting there ready. So this will be out, but the whole thing is pretty amusing because I guess it lets me know that Greg thinks about me when he's drunk. I don't know how I should feel about that other than to say, Greg, I love you too, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good, brother. You know, you do what you got to do. But let's get over to the topic at hand. And I think Greg needs to remember also alcohol is a performance-enhancing drug. It's banned in the Olympics for a reason. Yes, alcohol makes you stronger. There's a reason Russian lifters slam vodka between sets. Now, here's what I am going to say, though. I don't recommend that you do that. Even though alcohol, strong liquor, is an amazing pre-workout. It is an amazing performance-enhancing drug. It also carries a degree of risk. You probably don't want to be doing shots while you're training unless you're just used to being drunk. So, probably not the best of advice, but it actually does work. That's why I love Chris Duffin with his whiskey and deadlifts. But over to the point. Greg jumped up and he was like, well, look, a full range of motion. Everyone's bringing that up. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. If you're going to have any sort of challenge, you have to have a defined range of motion. You have to, or it's not a strength challenge, right? That's why all strength sports have ranges of motion defined so that you can determine the difference. Because if there is no set range of motion and it's completely ambiguous, I could do this and get the reps. And literally, it would meet the rules. And that was a point I made the other day. And it's just calling it what it is. A lot of these rep challenges are kind of silly. I'm not a fan of rep challenges because they're not displays of the best displays of strength. And they lead to injuries and everything else. You're actually more likely, in my opinion, doing a bunch of rep challenges to get hurt than you are hitting 1 rep maxes. Let's just be honest. You are. You are. But he ended up getting 15. Well, that's less than his other challenge. He got 16 when he was able to skip the lockout. It does matter. So, I mean, that's kind of the point I was making. Even with a soft lockout, he was able to pick up a rep. He was able to pick up a rep. Now, you can say what you want, say, oh, he could do more work. Well, no, he really couldn't. Because if you're hitting muscle failure with one variation of an exercise, and you do a slightly, even a slightly harder variation, and you lose a rep, which one's giving you better stimulation? The harder version. You're getting better stimulation from it. And that's the point, from a training effect. From a training effect. We come to the other point. From a display of strength, you need a defined range of motion to compare 2 different people. It's one thing to say, I want to test myself. Okay, great. But if you're going to have even a friendly competition, you're comparing yourself to somebody else, you got to be doing the same thing. And with an ill-defined range of motion, it's not a valid comparison. I mean, and let's go back and let's come to the point, and Greg will see this. Look at Omar's challenge. Omar got 22 reps by just short stroking them. He cut inches and inches off the top. He cut a lot of range of motion off the top, and he was able to get 22. Look at all three of us. Those two guys, because he brought me up specifically in there, and me. Our provable 1-rep maxes on this exercise, the press, between all of us, what we've all displayed on camera within the last year, is within a 10-pound window. There is almost zero difference in any of our overhead press strength. Right? That is a very definable number. How much can you press off your chest to a lockout? Right? That's a definable number. We're all at more or less the same strength. We're all more or less the same strength. Now, other people would say, but Jason, they would get like some Wilks points for weighing a little less than you. Yeah, but I'm in a higher age class. You guys got to remember, if you're doing relative strength numbers, I actually get bonus points for my age, and every strength sport does it that way too, just like they do for a weight class, right? You have age classes, and those carry points. So, I mean, you start throwing those in there, we would all Wilks probably within 1% of each other if a true Wilks score was thrown in using age, weight, 1-rep max. We are all probably within 1 to 2% of each other on strength. So in other words, we all basically have the same overhead press strength. But you come over to the rep challenge. Look at the difference that the range of motion makes. Because look at Kinobody's. All right, he got 16 with a soft lockout. He gets 15 with a full lockout. And the drunk is not going to count against you. In fact, if anything, alcohol could boost performance slightly. So he loses 1 rep. He gets 15. Omar gets 22 while short stroking those reps. I bet you if he had to do the full range of motion, Omar would get about 15. Omar would get about 15. Now, I'm not interested in doing the rep challenge. I'm not interested in doing high reps on the press. I've got my own training program going. I'm in the middle of really serious training in a very structured, very intense program. And I'm getting good results right now. I don't feel like tampering with it. Not for a challenge like that. There's not a contest on the line. But let's go back and look at what you guys have seen me do. At a period of time, when my max was about the same as what you guys have seen me recently max on this lift, I was doing some rep work. And at the end of a workout, because I said I got 13, I said I think I can get 13 to 15 fresh. I know I can get 13. We've seen me get 13. But that was after doing bench press and after doing 3 work sets with the press, right? So I had already done benching, which is going to fatigue you. Then I had done 3 work sets that were relatively close to failure on the standing press. Then I did 135 and I just did an AMRAP at the end of a workout, end of the training week, right? And I got 13. Well, did I probably lose a couple reps? Probably. Can I say with absolute certainty I lost exactly 2 reps versus fresh? No, we can't say that. We could speculate. So when I say 13 to 15, I mean, well, we've seen me do 13 while fatigued at the end of a workout, right? At the very end, very last set of a workout. And I did other lifts. So I did bench. I did other stuff. I forgot what else I did. I would need to go check the footage. The workout's up. It's in my, because I put every single workout I do online. I film every single training session. They all get uploaded. And so I did 13 to finish while fatigued. Could I probably get up to 15 fresh? Probably. Probably. So I said I could do 13 to 15. Well, you guys saw the 13. It is what it is. What's all of our real rep max? Well, considering we all are within 1% on our true maxes, all within probably 1% on our relative strength on a Wilks calculator, I bet you all of our rep maxes are about the same, 15 plus or minus 1 rep. They're all going to be the same if we are all forced to use the full range of motion for the exact same exercise, because this is not the same exercise as this. That's a different movement pattern, different strength curve, different exercise. You're not comparing apples to apples, and that's understood in every single strength sport, right? It's understood in every strength sport around the world. Every coach understands this. Every athlete understands this. So what we're dealing with is here, we would all pretty much have the same reps. And actually what Kinobody did while drinking, he basically proved my point. He proved my point that when he has to lock it out, he can probably get about 15. Now, me fatigued, I get about 13. But if I was fresh, I could probably get 15. If I was so inclined, right? I could probably get about the same. If Omar, who has the exact same overhead press we all do, were to do the full range of motion, I bet you he would get about 15 also. Here's the point. Rep challenges, when everyone follows the same full range of motion, it's going to correspond relatively close to your 1 rep max. It's going to be fairly close. Not guaranteed, but it's going to be in the ballpark. And that's all that it means. Just test your maxes, guys. Just go compete in a strength sport. If you really want to know how strong you are compared to other people, we have strength sports with rules in place where the judges can say you did the full range of motion or not, you did the same lift. Calibrated plates, so there's no ambiguity as to whether you really lifted 135 or is it 145 or 125 because of cheap plates, right? We know within a couple grams what you lifted. Calibrated plates, judges. We have strength sports for a reason. Go compete in a strength sport. People really want to know how their press stands up against other people. Strength lifting test the press as one of their contested lifts. All right, it's real simple, guys. We have strength sports for a reason. Go compete in them. If you guys really want to know your strength, how you stack up, go compete. Problem solved. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.